You're working hard. You're putting in the hours. You're doing everything right, but still, your bank account stays the same. Maybe worse, it's in the red, and no one around you can give you a clear answer why. The truth? You're still broke not because you're lazy, but because you've been lied to. The entire system, from the way school teaches money or doesn't, to the advice you hear on TV, is outdated, broken, and designed to keep you stuck. But today, we're going to expose every single truth you should have been taught about money, because you deserve to know why you're broke and how to change it. Let's start with this. Being broke is not a character flaw. It's a symptom of living in a system that rewards debt over discipline, consumerism over ownership, and busy work over real growth. If you're broke, it's because you've been taught to chase income instead of building wealth. You were told to go to school, get a job, work hard, and save. But saving alone doesn't build wealth. Working hard doesn't guarantee success. And no one told you that the rich play by completely different rules. For example, you were taught to trade time for money. But the wealthy? They trade money for time. They invest in assets, systems, and people that generate income while they sleep. If your income depends solely on you showing up every day, you're on the hamster wheel. You're not building freedom. You're surviving. And let's talk about budgeting. Yes, budgeting is useful. But if your only strategy is to cut expenses, you'll never break out. You can't shrink your way to wealth. The path to financial freedom is not about spending less. It's about earning more, keeping more, and growing more. That requires income expansion. It requires learning to create, not just consume. It means shifting from being an employee to becoming a value creator. Here's another reason you're still broke. You don't track your money. What gets measured gets managed. If you don't know where your money is going, it's already gone. Financially free people know exactly what's happening with every dollar. Not because they're stingy, but because they're intentional. They understand that money, like energy, needs direction. And if you don't give it a job, it will disappear into things you barely remember buying. Then there's the debt trap. You've been told debt is bad. But the rich? They use debt as leverage. There's a difference between consumer debt and strategic debt. One steals from your future, the other buys your future. If you're still broke, it may be because you're drowning in bad debt, never realizing that credit, when used wisely, can actually build wealth. Now let's touch on the psychological side of money. If you grew up around scarcity, it shaped how you think about finances. Maybe you feel guilty when you have extra. Maybe you self-sabotage every time you're close to saving. Maybe you were taught that money is evil. So even when you earn more, you find ways to lose it, subconsciously. The truth is, your beliefs about money are either your greatest asset or your biggest liability. Until you rewire those beliefs, no strategy in the world will save you. Another brutal truth? You might be broke because you're trying to look rich. You're spending to impress people who aren't even watching. Lifestyle creep is real. The moment your income goes up, your expenses rise with it. The rich get richer because they invest the gap between income and expenses. The poor stay poor because they spend that gap trying to look rich instead of becoming rich. You're also broke because you don't have multiple streams of income. If your job disappears tomorrow, so does your paycheck. That's not freedom, it's risk. The wealthy build diversified income, side hustles, rental income, digital products, investments, income that stacks, not just replaces, and they start small. $10 a day, $50 a week, it doesn't matter. What matters is momentum. Here's one that hurts. You haven't invested in your skill set. Your income is a reflection of your value in the marketplace. The more skills you have, the more problems you can solve. And the more problems you solve, the more money you earn. If you're still broke, it may be because you've stopped learning. The best investment isn't Bitcoin, it's you. Lastly, maybe you're broke because you've given up hope. You think this is just the way it is, but it's not. The truth is, you can change everything, starting now. One mindset shift, one decision, one habit. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be intentional. No one is coming to save you. But the good news? You don't need saving. You need a plan. So here's your next step. Pick one thing today to change. Track your money. Read a finance book. Start a side hustle. Cancel a subscription you don't use. Open an investment account. Write your financial goals down and tape them to your wall. Because if you want to stop being broke, you need to stop living by broken rules. And now, I want to hear from you. What was the one truth that hit hardest today? What are you going to change right now, today, to shift your financial future? Drop it in the comments. Like this video if it made you think. Share it with someone who's tired of being stuck. And subscribe. We've got more financial fire coming your way.